Hello, I'm Andrew Kent from Bright Ideas Training, and we run courses in hypnosis and dealing with difficult people and effective team building in dental practices, but we don't do everything, which is why I'm so excited to meet the people we've got here today, Angela Ho and Toby Rowe. Hello.
Hi, Andy.
Hi guys. Hi. Angela and Toby are possibly unique in the UK in that they are both fully trained dentists and Feng Shui consultants. So I'm going to be asking them what Feng Shui is, how it might help you in your surgeries, in your practices. So turning from being fully trained dentists into Feng Shui consultants, that's a bit of a switch. How did that come about?
I grew up with Feng Shui. I was brought up in Australia with a Chinese family. So it's a normal part of my family heritage and culture. And when I was a teenager, I started reading my father's books on Feng Shui and started practicing little bits. Then I did work experience with a dentist, and I went to dental school, and that's where I met my partner Toby.
The famous Toby, yeah.
My story is a little bit different, possibly the opposite. I grew up with my father being a dentist all his life. So it was kind of in the blood, and it was a choice I made to go on and go to dental school. So we met there, and we graduated. After that, we moved down to start private practice in Tasmania, actually, back in Australia. Yeah, we're doing quite well. We had our first home, but somewhere along the line, I think about a year in, we had a bad break-in to the home while we were away. It really ruined that sense of security you have, that sense of protection in your own home. Very uncomfortable. After that, and that's when Angela suggested that we maybe try a professional Feng Shui consultation and try and improve the home there. And we did so. We had a lady come around, and she did the full work. She assessed everything. She gave us all the advice, and we started putting those changes into place. And it was an amazing experience. I saw the improvements almost immediately, and just the feel of the place was fantastic. We suddenly felt secure again, in control of our own home, and I was sold. And from that point I was interested in Feng Shui.
From your experience, I mean, what kind of problems do practices come across, and how might Feng Shui help your average dentist?
Well, what Feng Shui can do is to create a harmonious and balanced atmosphere within the dental practice. And this improves your relationships within the dental surgery so that you've got happy relations between staff, dentist and patients.
And to a lot of people, Feng Shui can sound quite sort of vague and esoteric. I mean, could you sort of explain in like really simple terms what it is and how it works?
I think if you look first at how typically in the West here we sort of set up our environments, our buildings, our businesses, our homes. The main focus really is first about the practical use of space. So where you put things and the purpose of each room and each part of the building. On top of that, we certainly add on how we want the place to look, so the appearance. So the important parts are really practicality and aesthetics. But in the East, where Feng Shui is a lot more prevalent, equally important is how the room feels, the atmosphere of the environment and how that affects the people working and living within. So it is coming in these days to the West in things like interior design and psychology and psychosomatic effects we look at. So for example, you're looking to paint surgery, you're not going to go and pick a bright angry red colour to paint the walls. You're not going to have a black surgery. You just know that the effects of that is going to stimulate people or bring people down, and there are two things you don't want happening in surgery. You want nice calming, relaxing light blues or lavenders or off whites, something to keep the peace. And that's sort of a glimpse into what Feng Shui is all about.
Some people might find it difficult to know how they could identify that there might be a problem that needs addressing. I mean, what kind of signals might you spot that?
I think Feng Shui working with more subtle energies, it is a bit more difficult, it's not as obvious, especially here in the West where we're not used to thinking of the effects of our environment so much. But there are some telltale signs that we often find people are struggling with. For example, if you're having a problem, an issue, some discord, that you solve, and then a little down the track comes back again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not that again. And you solve it, maybe you go and...
So what kind of issues?
I mean, things like staff problems. I mean, I've seen it in practices where you've got a problem with a nurse and she leaves. She causes some upset, she goes away. That's fine. Oh, great, we're over that. You know, excellent, we get on with it. A couple of months later, another nurse you've brought on, same thing happens. You know, well, what's going on? You're making sure you're doing all the right things from your point of view. Still, there's this issue that doesn't seem to be related to staff management. You seem to be unlucky. You're getting this bad luck.
Just like you're trying the obvious things, but they're not working.
And that's a point where there may be some blockage or issue with your practice, with the layout, that's just influencing the mood and the feel of certain people.
I mean, if you've got any simple tips, you know, that someone could use in their surgery.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
When you, the dentist, or all your staff are working, is try and sit with your back against a wall or a solid partition. And ideally, like within good view of the door and windows. So this really helps to. This really will make you more productive in your work, and you'll be less stressed, as literally your back is supported by a wall or a solid structure. So
you're not actually against the wall, but you're just pointing towards the wall. And you're facing a window.
So like we are really, like our backs against the wall. And this just means, you know, you won't have people looking over your shoulder, you'll have good light. Yeah, so you'll be able to work in a more relaxed and less stressed manner.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah.
I mean, there's one more.
Go on then.
I always like to give more. But this one, it's more of a positive aspect. And it's quite simple again. But you can consider in your workspace, especially if you're in your surgery, in front of you on the wall somewhere, have a picture of the sun. Okay, and it's quite specific, but it's not that hard to understand the benefits from it. If you look at the fact that the sun, it's bright, it's warm, it's full of energy. Even the image of it brings these feelings up in us. We all want to get out in the sun, especially during the long winters when the vitamin D's down, and having that in front of you really is uplifting in the psychological sense. But in a Feng Shui sense, there is an underlying energetic effect from having a sun in front of you that really strengthens your work resolve and your work energy and your productivity. So that's something very simple you can have quite subtly. There's no sort of obvious Chinese artifact. It's just a nice picture of the sun or a sunset, sunrise, anything you like.
So if someone's interested in finding out more, how can they contact you?
If you are interested and you want more information, even just chat, see if it's something you really would be interested in doing, do call us. We're happy to talk at length if you like. I'd love to talk about the connections and how it works in the dental surgery. It's a really great thing to do for you and your staff and patients. And we're happy to talk.
All right, fabulous. Well, Angela, Toby, thanks very much.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks, Andy.
It's been great having you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can probably do that in a little button close by you on the screen somewhere. You can subscribe to our newsletter, and until next time, goodbye.